In today's episode, I want to talk about why men resist commitment. I'm sure so many women out there have had the experience where a guy gets cold feet when it comes to putting the ring on the finger. I mean, exclusivity is mostly quite easy for most men to offer because exclusivity is not the same as commitment. When I talk about men getting cold feet or resisting commitment, I am not talking about a man asking you to be his girlfriend, because if you understand my work, and I've been doing this for the last 10 years, what I have found is that girlfriend is actually quite an easy title for a man to offer a woman because it gets you off the market, it ensures that he has no competition, and it gets you committed to him emotionally, and he gets access to your assets. So the girlfriend title is actually no great reward in my work. In fact, inside Elevate, we tell our clients to keep postponing exclusivity as much as possible because it really is in the first few weeks or months where we are on a high with the love that we are excited about the girlfriend title, but when the honeymoon phase drops down, then you become really clear on whether this man is truly in love with you, he wants to wife you, or he just girlfriended you for the sake of convenience and for the sake of having access to your assets. So, to define commitment, commitment is not just exclusivity. Commitment is not just being his girlfriend. Commitment is not just sexual exclusivity, because that's what the modern day title of girlfriend represents: sexual exclusivity. When I talk about commitment, I talk about you being the one for him. I talk about a man who falls in love with you and who would literally go as far as getting himself killed if he had to do that in the process of protecting you. Now, we're talking about a deep bond. We're talking about the kind of relationships where he decides once and for all, you are the one. You are the one, and you are the one he's going to become vulnerable for. You are the one he's going to invest his time, energy, money, resources, assets in. You are going to be the love of his life. And this is the kind of commitment most women struggle to attract. It's not so difficult to attract exclusivity. When I listen to my clients' success stories from Elevate, most of these are women who don't have a hard time attracting men or getting attention from men. I mean, if you're a woman who looks after herself, you know, you will have options in men, right? And it will not be a big deal to have a few men ask you to be their girlfriend by date 3, 4, or 5. But that's something we don't recommend, because in the Wunder world, what we want our clients to have is earth-shattering romance, love of a kind where you found the one and he knows you are the one. So this is the kind of commitment most women struggle with. And in my work, the BBC and the Daily Mail called me the Get the Ring coach way back already in 2018, because I understood once and for all, and it's the process I teach inside the program, that till you have a ring on your finger, it's not real commitment. Yes, he likes you. Yes, there is attraction. Yes, the two of you are working on building something together. But is that you're the one for me forever? Absolutely not. It's a myth. And it's a myth and a limiting belief that is propagated in society, but it's serving the masculine, right? It's serving men because they get to lock you down under the illusion that this is going to be long term. And then you, as a woman, start to build kind of a family structure with him, hoping that that will inspire him to step up and put the ring on your finger. But I have witnessed hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of women that I have coached where I have seen that the woman is wonderful, she's kind, she's gorgeous, she's sincere, she's a lovely person, she's desirable, and he still will not propose. So, this is why I want to talk to you about the male psychology behind why men resist commitment. And recently, in a conversation with my husband, this came up, which I thought was incredible to watch and hear. He talked about the men's desire for freedom. And he told me, Sami, we men, we really value our freedom. And while we would love a beautiful woman that we can sleep with, while we would love to have a partner that we can sleep with, committing to you and really putting a ring on your finger and saying, this is it, feels like a major threat to our freedom. And I asked him, honey, what does freedom look like for you? In fact, my husband did an interview for my Elevate clients. He hates video. It's not his thing. It's my thing. It's not his thing at all. But he was making so much sense during this conversation at breakfast. I was like, honey, can I just record you? I think what you're saying is so incredible. And I shared it with my Elevate clients and they loved it. By the way, if you want Chris to do more conversational interviews with me in this format, say Chris below in the comments, and then I can convince him, if there's enough interest, that he should start doing this with me. These conversations. I can be here and he can be here. Okay, coming back to the point, he talked about men's desire for freedom and how commitment goes anti-freedom. It feels like locking yourself down. It feels like never again being able to go out and flirt, go out and party, never being able to, sleep with another woman. And that goes against the evolutionary instinct of men. I mean, whether we like to hear it or we don't like to hear it, from an evolutionary psychology perspective, the male of the species is here to spread their seed. They're not wired for commitment. Their goal is that the human race doesn't get extinct. And so let's make children, let's have sex. And when a man has to put a ring on a woman's finger, that is the primal fear he has to encounter, which is, wow, I am going to lose my freedom. Now, recently we've had a client in Elevate who said to us that her partner, the guy that she's with, and they're not engaged right now, wanted her to go visit his sports club where he plays sports for an entire month in September, and he would love for her to visit there. And she was like, Sami, that's not very exciting for me. And I'm like, yeah, he's trying to see if you fit into his life, which you can fit into. But remember, like, the guy also has to understand that the woman is going to have needs. So if he just wants to play sports all day long and hopes that you will just be in the hotel waiting, that's not a realistic expectation. You know, women have needs, women have requirements, women have feelings. And when men are resisting commitment, they are resisting that responsibility that will come on them once they choose you as wife, once they choose you as the forever person, the fiance. Because every man knows women have needs, women have requirements, women have feelings, if they are an evolved woman with self-worth. Of course, there are many women out there who just go and become the convenient option. And often they get the guy, but they are in miserable relationships because they got the guy by being convenient. And now they've set the precedence for convenience. And now their needs don't matter in the relationship. Only what he wants and what he needs and what he desires matters. But if we're looking to attract an aligned relationship, if we're looking to create a deep emotional bond with a man, the truth is he has to accept that we have needs, we have requirements, we have feelings, we'll get disappointed, we'll need attention, we'll need his time, and we'll need his emotional availability. And that is the thing men are resisting. That's why men resist commitment, because commitment is freedom is lessening and responsibility is increasing. And who wants that? Who wants to give up their freedom? Who wants to increase their level of responsibility towards another human being? What we actually want, or at least the unevolved, unawakened part within us wants, is having it easy. We want the girl, we want the benefits. If we were a man, I were a man, I'd want the benefits, I'd want the girl, I'd want the assets, I'd want access to her feminine energy. But can we please not put a ring on your finger, because then this is permanent? Or at least we go in hoping this is permanent. But we don't like that, do we? Our ego doesn't like that. It brings up all kinds of fears within us. And so, for those of you who have often wondered, why is it that men are so wonderful, so lovely, but they will just not propose? This is part one to that. The fear of losing freedom that is activated within a man when it's time to really seal the deal. But the good news is you have Sami Wunder in your life, and Sami Wunder and her team know exactly how to help women like you show up in a way that inspires your guy, your man, to choose you above his freedom. Because Chris said to me, what men need to realize is that there is so much value in compromising a little bit on your personal freedom, but having this incredible woman in your life, having this amazing relationship in your life. But he also said that how most men will simply not mature till life throws them a curved ball, till they lose, till they start to see that, I can choose my sports and I can choose partying and I can choose distraction, but on Christmas Day I'm still sitting alone and feeling lonely. And perhaps my choices are to blame for that. So, inside Elevate, we are absolute masters at helping our clients get the ring, get the proposal. And for me, it's not like this masculine, crazy pursuit for the proposal. For me, it is actually a deep spiritual work that the woman does, where she lets go of control, steps into her feminine, and deeply inspires the masculine heart to step up for her. Because trust me, for those of you who've ever had intimacy fears, those of you who've probably been single for some time and you get scared when a guy gets close, you also have fears, right? You have fears of intimacy, you have fears of like making a bad choice and ruining your entire life, marrying the wrong person. You have fears of how you'll have to adjust your schedule and your life with somebody else in a relationship. Men have all those fears too. It's just that as women, you at least show up and elevate and do the work. But for men, they process it within themselves. Most men I know don't go to a course like Elevate, even though I so wish they would, because they would grow up with the inner work so much faster than without it. But the long story short here is that there are specific ways we show our clients how to show up in the relationship so that it increases his attraction to a level where his emotion for you and his connection for you and his feelings for you beat his logical fears. Okay? They beat his logical fears. And then no arguments like, oh, I have to wait till I make more money. Oh, I have to wait till I get a promotion in my job. Oh, everything is so good. Why change it? Oh, what's the hurry? All of this will go away, because when you start showing up as the woman that he finds irresistible, the emotion he feels for you will override his logic. And his fears may be logical. It might actually be true and logical that he needs to make more money before getting married, or he needs to, I don't know, get a promotion before he gets married, or build a house before he gets married. But emotion is more powerful than logic. And the work we do inside Elevate is emotional. That's why our clients attract the love of their lives. We're not about helping you attract another guy that then disappears in 7 months. It doesn't happen in Elevate. For us, it's better that our clients take a little longer than settle for a less than relationship. So if you would love to inquire about Elevate, if you're feeling curious about how we can help you get the ring, get the commitment, maybe you already are in a partnership, things are going well, but he's not popping the question. We are absolute experts at this. Do contact us. The link to book a free consultation with us in the video description below, or just comment call, and my team will give you the link to book a free call. And on this call, we will see if this is a good fit on both sides. We can give you all the details about how we work inside Elevate. It's 6 months long, live, intimate, deep coaching support. And the process, the curriculum, is backed by hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of client success stories. So we know it works. And we also know that some people wonder if they should go for private support or group support. And the truth is that you can go for private support somewhere else at the same investment. But do they have the same track record of success that we have? Because that is what matters, getting the result. And that's what Elevate helps you do. So if this was a conversation that spoke to you, do not hesitate or be afraid or be shy. We could be part of that beautiful love story and help you get the ring. I look forward to hearing from you. And if this was helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know. I love hearing back from you.